Hey everybody, it's Taylor of Summer Del Sol here. Thanks again for joining me for part 4 of my 4-part Miata teardown series. Right now I'm working on this trusty old, rusty, busted exhaust. I'm sure you remember it from last time. And we're actually going to move right along over to those nasty headers we PB blasted earlier. I forgot to record this, but just be delicate when removing this. You do not want a stuck stud. You can't tell, but right now I'm working on removing that lower downpipe. It's kind of a pain. I definitely recommend getting power tools, but if you don't have them, it can be done.
Oh, thank God for that exhaust leak. I couldn't have done it a third time.
Sometimes it's good when you're missing parts.
Ugh. No spiders, no spiders, no spiders.
At this point, we can just remove every hose within, and also make sure we have a nice tight grip on all of our tools.
Okay. That seems entirely unnecessary. Just rude.
At this point, I'm just removing that front sway bar. I want to disconnect that from the car and get it out of the way. As you can see, it's on here pretty good, so you want to come prepared for that. And you'll also need a wrench the same size as your ratchet, as you'll have to go kind of in equal and opposite directions to remove this secondary component. Also, sorry not sorry, I'm going through a Tuvlo phase, so get ready for some dirty pop in this video.
There it is.
Same steps apply to the other side. Ugh, I'm so cool. Once I rub the exhaust rust flakes out of my eyes, I go ahead and proceed to step 2. But not without a breaker bar. And just wear safety goggles. There it goes. With that removed, I've gone to the fuel filler hose because why not? Once you've unscrewed the connections at the gas cap, you'll want to follow that hose down and remove any brackets attaching it to the car. At this point, I just kind of pulled on some gas tubes and pulled them out of the way and down and kind of cleared that gas cap area. What you'll want to do afterwards is definitely replace the top that seals that. No gas fumes. For now. I'll get to that. And now we return to old and busted. So at this point I'm going to pull that first part of the exhaust off. I'm at least wearing sunglasses, so maybe I'll get a little bit less rust in my eyes this time. And now we float together atop the hatred created solely by exhaust hangers. They're just the worst. You gotta work your way up from front to back like you saw earlier. There's a specialized tool for this you can buy. I'm sure it's not that expensive. I'm cheap. I didn't get it. I was able to do it with a flathead. Just get the tool. Oh my god, just get the tool. Oh god, that noise. I'm so sorry. That's awful. Anyway, here is the kill. And now, because you know how my brain works, I'm onto the brakes. Bleed these. Hopefully it's a little less messy for you. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is how I did it. Once you're done bleeding the brakes, you'll need to disconnect the hard line underneath the passenger rear wheel well. That's a mouthful. Once you're done bleeding the brakes, you can move on to the driver's side rear wheel well, where you'll find the emergency brake disconnect area. If you can hear that in the background, it's my 2 roommates chomping away. Thanks guys, so supportive. Once you relieve some tension from the e-brake by unscrewing it, you can push it away from that fork-like bracket and pop it out on the other end. And here's the gas anxiety I was talking about earlier. I eventually just cut this hose along with the other one as I couldn't get them off. The problem was I didn't drain my gas tank before I started this, and on hot days it expands and leaks. Sorry, Mom. As always, go through the engine bay and make sure anything connected to a bracket that is attached to the actual car is removed. I was actually able to keep this connected to the rest of the components, which was nice, and just tucked it out of the way. And holy cow, you guys, it is getting real, because at this point I'm disconnecting the suspension from the body of the car. This one in particular is the passenger side rear shock tower that I'm working on, which surprisingly had more room than I expected. Nice for once. Woo! And you'll of course repeat for each corner of the car.
Ouch.
At this point you can start loosening up those subframe bolts. It's easier with the wheel off, but if you think they are close to coming off, you definitely want to make sure the wheel is on. Right now I'm just loosening, making sure it is prepped and ready to drop that power plant frame. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Well, there's a little bit of balancing. I'm working with an actual jack and also a Widowmaker, so I'm having to play really delicately with the balancing game on the front of the engine and making sure the diff is supported properly. Just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. It's a little bit of a pain if you're doing it by yourself, but as you see, it can be done. Dang it. It is doable, but it's also a nightmare. So, you know, bring a friend. And you thought it was sketchy before. It's only more frightening from here. Now skip to the back to dangerously wiggle some more stuff loose. Now skip back like a nerdy ghost and drop the front some more. I saved the last bit of the drop for an aerial shot because I couldn't resist. And there you have it. The power plant frame is free from the tub. I'm ecstatic. You can see a little bit of that gasoline still leaking from those fuel lines there. At this point, you can drain the gas tank, or, you know, do it before, like I should have. Regardless, now we have enough room to drop the gas tank after draining it, first and foremost. Who wants to go swimming? I'm putting all these clips together like I did these in the right order when I was actually working on the car, but doesn't matter. You're going to want to disconnect all these hoses and clips and then remove this metal bracket, which you'll kind of have to peel off. There's some sort of glue there, so just kind of pull on that. It's a little bit of a pain to get to, but it can be done. Once you've removed all those, you can take off the 4 bolts holding the tank in place. You'll see one on each corner of the top and bottom sections of the tank there. Some bolts were on real good, some of them not so much. A little frightening, but you know, it made the job easier, which was good. Another good thing is that the tank is actually surprisingly light once drained. I was pleased to find that it was easy to move around. I wasn't too concerned about it really falling on me. There's a hook up there that you'll have to wiggle free, like I'll do in a moment here, that kind of catches that and keeps it from falling. No promises about the rat's nest, though, that you may find. You've been warned. Don't ask me about it. Once you've dropped the gas tank as far as it can go, you get the joy of messing with the fuel filler hoses. You don't have to remove them, which is nice, but it is a pain to wrestle that through that wall there. So you have to work on it from above as much as you can. Then once you're at that point, kind of pull from below. You should have enough room to wiggle that a little further, and then it'll grant you some more access. And just when I thought I couldn't kill any more brain cells. It's so bittersweet, but she's fully torn down. I'm excited to see where the exoset takes her. Thank you guys so much for watching and following along. I hope you stick around. I have a lot of fun things planned, and I can't wait to show you. And until then, I'll see you next time.